So, hi everyone, good evening. My name is Hitesh. I'm one of the many hands behind Joining Hands. Dr. Yogesh and I were discussing today evening before this talk as how should we take this session, and we had a fair amount of conversations as to what to do, and I think both of us agreed that one of the things that we would really like to do was to get Dr. Yogesh to answer questions because we all have so many doubts and we have so many queries on family constellations, on healings, what all can be solved or resolved through family constellations. And I think that's where we concurred that it would be really nice if we have a very interactive question answer format. And Dr. Yogesh brings his 3 decades of homeopathy experience. And normally it's very rare where we find people who are on both sides of the spectrum, mainstream healing as well as alternate healing. So, Dr. Yogesh, you bring to us that beautiful insights from your years of working on both sides. At the same time, what I would really request, Dr. Yogesh, we have a fair amount of new people over here today. If you could take maybe the first 15, 20 minutes to just lay the founding stones of what really is a family constellation. And like you and I spoke, that everything today in the world is a constellation. In fact, today over here, we actually have a constellation happening
True.
with unique people from all parts of the world, all of us being connected in some way and coming here today.
Okay, Hitesh. So I'll do exactly that as you said.
Sure.
So what is family constellation? Actually, I'm going to tell you a story before we come to that. So, in early 1900s, there was a nice Catholic family in Germany. And am I audible? Can you just show me a thumbs up so then I can go ahead? Yes. Okay. Thank you. So this Catholic family in Germany gave birth to a boy. And this boy, as he was growing up, that was the time also where the Nazi youth organizations were coming up, and he was asked to enroll in them, and he did not enroll, and then he was labeled as the enemy of the state, and things happened. Later on, he joined the German army. He fought the war. He saw the war in close quarters. He saw what was happening to the Jews. He was seeing the atrocities of the Nazis, and at very close quarters, he saw lots of trauma. Finally, when he came back from the war, but actually he didn't come back directly. What happened was he was captured by the Allied forces, the enemy, and he was put into a prison. From this prison, somehow the prisoners broke free and came back to the country. Once he came back to the country, he joined the church. He got the training in clergy and became a priest. And once he became a priest, after some time, he was sent to South Africa, in the rural South Africa, as a missionary to spread Christianity. He stayed there for 16 years with the Zulu people, the Zulus of South Africa. He became fluent in their language, in their traditions, in their rituals, and actually he was quite amazed by their worldview, the philosophy, the so-called, we call it the Eastern or the rural philosophy. He really liked their rituals and what we call it now today as shamanism. And he became adept at their practices. After 16 years, he returned back home. He resigned from priesthood. He got married, went into study psychology, and after studying psychology became a psychotherapist, went into deep depth psychology in Vienna University, where he studied transactional analysis, gestalt therapy, regular psychotherapy, hypnotherapy of Milton Erickson, neurolinguistic programming, and so many things. He learned so many things. And then after this 15 years of learning, by that time he was nearing 60 years of age, he then set up practice in Germany. Can you believe that? After 15 years of learning all these alternatives, he set up a small practice and he was noticed by a very, very amazing psychiatrist in Germany called as Dr. Weber. And Dr. Weber saw this man is doing something new and something different. He's integrating a lot of stuff. So he invited him to his clinic and told him to work on his tough cases, that is the bulimia and the other eating disorders like anorexia. This man did some things and those people got better. Then he gave him cases of persistent, resistant suicidal urges. People started improving there too. And this is when he introduced this boy to, or this man, I should say, to the medical world. where in the German speaking population, he wrote a book which was a surprise hit and it became a bestseller. And he sold 200,000 copies in the very first year. And in the next 10 years, he authored and co-authored 30 books. And he became an international sensation with his theories and with this so-called new technique, which was called as systemic constellations. He believed everything is a system. Everything is a system. For example, today we are gathered together, we are one system. In your house, your family is one system. On the floor of the building where you stay, if there are 4 houses, that is one system. And the entire building and the apartment is another system. And many buildings or apartments in that city is one system. Like that, everything is a system. So in this systemic constellation, what he tried to explain to us, that everything is connected. It's like a fabric of a cloth. If you pull a thread, that thread is connected to another thread like that. And ultimately, as you pull this thread on one direction, the entire fabric gets pulled in one direction. One of the system in this systemic constellation is family, which we are affected by. That's why we talk so much of family constellations. But of course, the larger part, then there are organizational constellations. Then there are structural constellations, so many. But we will restrict our talk more to family constellation. Then there are medical constellations, etc., etc. There's a lot of this work happening all around in the world, and it's quite well taken up, especially in Europe. Now it's spreading to the Americas. In the Eastern Hemisphere also, it is spreading well. It's a very interesting science. I see a lot of integration. Now, if you ask me what is the exact medical or the correct definition, the scientific definition of family constellation, then there is a person called as Dan Cohen. He described it very beautifully. Okay, just hear this. It's fun actually to hear this. Family constellation is a process of transgenerational phenomenological therapeutic intervention with the roots in family systems therapy and existential phenomenology and the ancestral reverence of the South African Zulus. I'm sure you didn't understand anything. There's a smile on Mr. Dham's face. Hey, nice to hear, right? But we now got to break this because the definition has everything in it. That's the fun. You know, being a doctor, we love definitions. So just enjoy this, okay? Just go on this journey with me. We are going to have some fun. We are going to understand what is this systemic constellation, okay? So let's come to what is transgenerational. That we understand very easily. That means there is a generation before me, my parents. Then there is my grandparents, and so on and so forth. This is very easy to understand. What is phenomenological? What is a phenomena? Okay, let's try to understand. In this man, you know, I forgot to tell you his name. This man was Bert Hellinger. He lived more than 90 years. He recently expired a few years back. Bert Hellinger, a German man. So he described in his own words, you know, what is this phenomenology? We need to understand this phenomenology, what it is. And he says something very interesting. Very interesting. I really like it. Let me quote it for you, because then you'll get the exact words of Bert Hellinger, you know, rather than me telling you. So he says phenomenological approach is nothing but a method of studying a phenomena, seeing the phenomena as it is. In India, we call it Sakshi Bhav. But Bert Hellinger said that it is actually one step before Sakshi Bhav. See the beauty, how he is taking the traditional shamanism wisdom and he's incorporating in science. Okay, so let's go ahead with this. So he says, to understand anything, to understand the insight of my problem, why do I go to a family constellator? Because I have some issue I need to work on. I'm not getting answers by my own. I'm not getting answers by the usual self. It is a matter of life and death for me. And I want to understand what it is. I want an insight into my problem. So he says, to get insight into any problem, there are two ways. Two inward movements. See, Bert Hellinger's words are very important. He says there are two inner movements which lead you to an insight. One is where you go all out, explore all options, go for science, go for logic, go for explanations, go for concepts, go deep into micro processing. and understand the process. This is the scientific approach. We all know about it. This is the scientific approach. Then he says there's another approach other than the scientific inquiry. He says in this, we relinquish the need to understand. That means we give up the need to understand what this is. We let go our need to understand this process or this phenomena. So actually you're taking a step back and you're giving up, and you're actually restraining yourself trying to know this, because our mind loves to know. It's a defense mechanism of our mind, because it always perceives danger. So it wants to know. It has got fear of unknown. So it tells you to go into that fear zone of unknown. And he says, when you take a step back, when you stop the need to understand or give explanations to yourself, you will reach a point where suddenly there is a stillness. There is a silence. And this, the moment you reach this area of silence, you're not focusing on the particulars of the problem. When you're looking at the larger picture, this creates emptiness. It creates a vacuum. And nature hates vacuum. Nature hates emptiness. And whenever there is emptiness, nature or the universe fills it up with something. And that is called as the wisdom which comes in. That is called as the information which comes in, which is not coming from your mind. It is coming from a collective consciousness or collective unconsciousness. And many people sometimes call it intuition. People call it, I got an idea, awareness, consciousness. Many words are used for that. But Hellinger does not use that word. He says, once you go into that stillness state, nature hates emptiness, it will fill it up with something. Something will happen. He calls it a systemic door will open through which light will shine. A systemic door, a crack will occur through the darkness that you are in, through which light will come. A way, a choice from a hopeless situation which actually has no end of the tunnel, nothing at the end of the tunnel. Suddenly you start seeing something. And he says, he actually gives a beautiful example. He says, in nature, if you see a patch of land, if there's nothing growing, what happens? Suppose you're cultivating it, there is agriculture. But suppose if you don't do anything, have you seen what happens? Suddenly something grows there because it's empty. So the whole idea of family constellation is to stop thinking. It's a no-minder, no analysis. And that is totally opposite of a person like me, who was trained in a medical college to only think, to go for evidence, to go for rationality, to go for logic. And it was a tough challenge for me in the 2 years to get trained as a family constellator, because there are so many questions. Whatever I would ask, and I would say, I am thinking, and my teacher would say, oh, I'm not interested in your thinking. Thank you very much. He would just cut me off, and I would be so angry with my teacher, so angry, I can't tell you, because I wanted answers. And he said, sorry, I don't have the answer. I'm not interested in your story. So Hellinger says phenomenological approach is this second method where you take a step back and you give up the need to understand the phenomena. Isn't this the Sakshi Bhav we learn in yoga also so beautifully? Very similar, very similar. And this is a transgenerational. That means I'm now observing my generations by stepping back without trying to analyze. Now let's go further in this definition. So he says it's a transgenerational phenomenological process which is therapeutic. Now, what do you mean by therapeutic? Somewhere it may cause some relief of your stress. Maybe it resolves your problem. I'm going to come to tell you, healing is not a word Hellinger liked. We don't use it. They don't call themselves healers at all. In fact, he says, stop using that word. It's quite amazing, okay? There's a different jargon. Every science has its jargon, no? So this family constellation, systemic constellation also has its own jargon. The meaning of the soul is different. The meaning of conscience is different here. The meaning of healing is completely different in family constellation, completely different. It's not synonymous to what psychology says and what we say in our regular parlance. It's very interesting. It's very interesting to see another point of view. If your mind is really open to consider it and not challenge it, and just at least consider it what it is and see whether it works, it's quite interesting. It will open up your mind. It will expand your vision and horizon. So it is therapeutic. It is intervention with the roots of the family. That means he says the tree, the fruit which has come is connected to the roots somewhere. Even though the mango which comes on the tree looks nowhere near to what the root looks like, but yet it has come from the tree. We may not see a logical connection, but it is connected. It comes from that one seed which gave the root, and then the tree came, and then multiple mangoes came too. So it's a process of transgenerational phenomenological therapeutic intervention with the roots in the family systems therapy. Now, what is family systems therapy? Bert Hellinger, when he studied psychology, it's important when you learn any science, try to study the person who popularized it. Now, suppose you're talking about cellular healing work proposed by Mr. Dham here, who's sitting here, Raj Dham. Okay. Now, I would like to study the story of Raj Dham, where he came from, how he came up, what was his surrounding and context in which he brought this therapy up, because then it gives me a deeper insight into this therapeutic work. Same way we are studying the history of Bert Hellinger and what was happening. So during his time, there was a person called as Virginia Satir. Satir came up with a theory called as family sculpting therapy, or it is called as family systems. Then Murray Bowen, etc. Many people worked on family systems therapy, and it's very popular now. So Virginia Satir was working with family systems therapy and sculpting there, where she would put people into certain postures. Now, of course, NLP also uses that, if you know. So she would put people in certain postures to bring them into that state, and then change the posture to get them out of that state. Of course, this is just a very light view. I'm telling you, there's more depth to it. Her work is enormous, Virginia Satir. So he studied the family systems therapy there, and then roots of the family he took from there. Along with that, he took the ancestral reverence of South African Zulus. He observed that the Zulus, there was a hierarchy which was running. A child could never disobey the parent. Now, this was completely in contrast to Germany, from where he was coming. That the child was allowed to rebel against the parents. In fact, it was encouraged there. Even if you don't want to go in the army, no, you have to come. It's for the country. Country is a bigger family than your family. So they were encouraged. But here they were not forgiven in the Zulu tradition. And he saw what was happening. Then he studied various cultures and religions, and he saw a certain system was working behind the scenes. Something in between the lines was working to keep the system intact. So Bert Hellinger then said that the entire universe is a system, and this system has an invisible tendency to always create balance and harmony. So if one thread is being pulled this side, all others will change their original course and go in another direction to maintain the harmony. And then he studied all these various underlying phenomena, and he called them orders of love. Very nice. If you can Google and study orders of love, I will really advise you, even if you don't want to study family constellation in detail, do read orders of love. It will bring a lot of clarity in your mind regarding life and living. It's written by Swagito, S-V-A, Swagito. I think Swagito is in Auroville, if I'm not mistaken. But Swagito wrote this book, Orders of Love, Roots of Love. Many authors have written about it. And I'll just quickly tell you one or two, because it's a short talk. We can't go here in detail. But what he really found out in the Orders of Love was that parents give, children receive. Very simple rule. Now, if the children start giving the parents, it will create a disturbance in the family system. Now, what do you mean by this? Imagine the child starts saying that I am the person who's giving and you are receiving. Now, we are not talking about old age. When the parent has retired and now becomes like a child who's receiving and the child takes over. That's a different format. But otherwise, if the child becomes like a giver and the parent a receiver, the system becomes imbalanced and then it creates stress. Another order, we will get into the details as I'll tell you about cases. It makes a lot of sense as we go further. Another order of love was that every member of the family system has a right to belong and has equal rights, unequivocal rights to the family system. Into brackets, even if the member is good or bad. So sometimes can you recollect sometimes in a family, suppose somebody is not behaving properly, cheating, murdering, taking drugs, or done something which is against the family name, and this person is thrown out, told them get out of the family and never come back, okay, or we are throwing you out of the family. Now this member may be not right or wrong, because see, family constellation is a non-judgmental science, systemic constellation, because universe doesn't judge you. There's no right and wrong. It is unconditional. You have been born in this family, you are a member of this family and the family system, okay. So you have equal rights here, whether you're good or bad. And the moment you are thrown out of the family, it creates a disturbance. Let me give you one case example here, because then it becomes too theory intensive. Okay, I can speak on it. I just love family constellation. Yeah, you can see, right? Okay, so okay, so I recollect a case of a girl who came to me, who was very pretty, well educated, teaching in a school. She was a head teacher in a school. She was approximately 38 years old, coming from a good family, but unable to get married. And she was trying so hard to get married. Now she's so eligible. Why is she not getting why is she not getting a good match for her, compatible match? And every relationship that she went into, it always ended in a disaster. The moment she would say marriage, the person would vanish. And then she said, I'm just not able to understand this. No astrology is able to tell me this. And we just don't know what's wrong. We are not asking money. We are well off and everything is good. I'm willing to get married to a poor boy to whom we will give support also. They were an elite Gujarati family from South Mumbai. And then we put up a constellation. Okay. And the funny part is, you know how we do a constellation? Maybe I'll tell you right away. So what does a facilitator do? Facilitator takes from 10 to 30 people approximately, whoever are there. And then out of this, people who are present here, participants, the person is told to pick up somebody who resembles, let's say, mother, father here. You can pick up any gender, but preferably same gender. And we don't tell them too much of the story. In fact, much of the story is not asked. You know, the typical regular family constellation, the facilitator says, tell your story in 3 lines or even less. And later on, Bert Hellinger, as he was close, nearing his 90s, he stopped saying anything. Even his constellation, no words were speaking. I'll tell you how it's different from psychotherapy, hypnotherapy also. It's very interesting, very interesting. So he picks up, and then some mother, father, people are there. Then there is an informing field. That means a place where the constellation will be set up. It's an area which is earmarked with an intention. It's an energy field. Of course, the field can be endless, but still we mark an area where these people are placed. There is a certain methodology to it. I'm not going into it. There is some spacing here, which is very important. Postures are important, etc., which the facilitator will do. Once they are there, they are told to just feel what is happening, not what they are thinking. Their thinking is not important at all. So I'll give you one example, okay? It will make it clear to you. Suppose somebody says, you know what, I am feeling, why people are looking at me, I'm feeling very uncomfortable. There are 15 people sitting in the room, I'm feeling uncomfortable. So the facilitator says, okay, fine, you're feeling uncomfortable. When 15 people are looking at you here, what is the feeling you're getting in your body? So let's say the boy or the girl says, I am feeling pressure. I'm like this. I'm feeling pressured from all sides. Okay, now this is important and interesting for family constellation. Not that she or he is feeling embarrassed by people looking at them. So, okay, what do you mean by pressure? What does this pressure feel like? Oh, it makes me feel restricted. Now we check with the client. Have you felt restriction somewhere in your life? And the client says, oh, yes. So we are working at the essence of the thing rather than the story. Okay. So coming back to where was I? Sorry, how did I go? Hitesh, you'll have to remind me. Where was I? So we were at, I think, orders of love. Hitesh is there. He's gone off.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. We're at Orders of Love and you were talking. And
Okay.
I don't bother. I think everyone is thoroughly enjoying it. They are loving the flow, Dr. Yogesh.
Okay, fine.
I say it also. People are loving it.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for the feedback.
There are no accidents, sir. Just flow.
Okay.
So that's the best way
So,
to do it.
I'm not following a protocol. I'm just speaking as it's coming to me. So the first order of love was parents give, children receive, always. Second one is every member of the family has equal rights to belong to the system, whether they are good or bad, doesn't matter. Whether the child is good or bad, it has to receive from the parents. Okay. Third one is that every family system has got a group conscience, that regulates the guilt and innocence. That means it protects the whole group towards survival, always taking the group towards homeostasis and survival. Why I'm telling you this? So that I can come back to the case I told you about the girl. Now, in this, what happened was, as we placed the mother, father, everybody in the matrix, the field that we create where this work is done, where the people are placed there, and then we are told, what are you feeling, etc. So it's like a place where the drama is being enacted. And many times, this I cannot explain to you. People who attend, who even as a participant, and I think Hitesh is doing a great job. Every Friday, you can participate free of cost. Please do it. Take this opportunity. You will benefit more than the person who puts the case. Believe me, I know so many people who just come as free participants since 2 years to me, and they say all of issues have got resolved. Very good. But then there has to be some paying client, right, to us who puts the case in the center. How do we carry this work forward? So at least for the first few times, please go as a participant, experience it, because many times people say after 10 to 15 minutes, they say, this is just like my family drama, man. My father's always lying down and the person who's representing here wants to lie down. Wow. Oh, my mother is always having problems with the eyesight and this person is saying, I'm not able to see clearly. What is this? This is magic. Now, this is beyond explanation. This cannot be explained to you. It is beyond explanation. It's beyond logic. This is the information field. This is the matrix. This is the electromagnetic force that is created. This is the collective subconscious, unconscious. This is telepathy, whatever word you want to use. This is the invisible connection which connects everybody of us, because we are a system. Okay, now coming back to the case. So these girls, people were placed here, and from the constellation, it appeared to me the father is continuously looking at another man. So I just asked her, I'm sorry to ask you, but you got to be a little bold in this. Sometimes some ideas come which are very difficult to share. And that's what we are going to talk about, hidden intents today. So I asked her, if you don't mind, can I ask you one question? Don't feel bad. Has your father been attracted to men a lot? I just asked, and she just broke down and she told me, I'm so sorry to tell you, this is the most heavily guarded secret of our family. My father is a homosexual. And we are talking about, her father is like maybe 78 years old now. So during that time, homosexuality was not accepted by the society. Yeah. And he was some very important person in the community, of the temple, Derasar or something like that. So he was a very important person. So this could not be leaked. So she says that he brought this man, made him his partner in the business, and we have a big building in which each floor is for one child and their family. He gave one flat to this person who's an outsider. Only my mother knew that something was going on, but my mother kept quiet. Nobody really knew why this person is so important, and he became like the very important uncle in our family. The beauty is in the constellation, this was revealed, and the whole family system. Now, this person could not be acknowledged publicly that he is associated with the father. So he felt abandoned, left out, unrecognized. And because he is feeling abandoned, left out, and unrecognized, and he cannot get married to the man and be included in the family legally, his stuck energy was influencing and was taken over by this girl out of loyalty. Now, what do you mean by this? So there's another concept in family constellation called as loyalty. The child is always loyal to the family system. Now, I don't know what happened 14 generations ago, but I'm still loyal to it because it gets carried down the generation. So this child at the subconscious level, which knows everything, sees that this uncle actually belongs to the family and he's feeling so left out and he cannot get married into the family, though mentally he's married, but legally he's not being able to take into the system. So I suffer on your behalf. I will also not get married. My God, isn't this amazing? And this she's not doing cognitively. She's not doing it purposely. This is the energy that gets identified. This is beyond logic. No amount of understanding, rationalizing, or psychoanalysis can bring us to this. This is the energy that needs to be worked upon. And then, of course, the case goes further. So this is how we actually work on the orders of love. And again, very important to understand is that we are not interested in the results here, though most of the sciences work for the result. In family constellation, we work with the movement of the blocked energy. So that entire system, which is being pulled in one side, suddenly goes into harmony back again. Something happens, something moves. When will the result come? We don't know. Yes, whether the person will feel healed, yeah, maybe healing is a byproduct in family constellation. It is not the aim. Whether the emotions will get released, we don't know. Maybe that can be a byproduct. But yes, there will be some movement and it has a ripple effect because we are connected to everybody. So when you work on one person, the effect is seen on the entire family system. That is the beauty. That is the beauty. But the person has to take the onus and come there. You know, it's very interesting. I must share this, which is coming to my mind. Hitesh, how much time do we have now? Please tell me when to stop and when the questions will start.
Sir,
Okay.
please flow, Doctor. We are loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving
Okay.
it. Please flow. Everybody else over
Okay.
here is loving it.
Thank you, Hitesh. So I'll tell you, when my faith in family constellation increased more, I learned it, I was practicing it. My father died. Okay. And before my father's death, mother died a year back. And my father said, you know what, son, when I die, and actually for your mom also, please do Narayan Nagbali Puja. Now, my father is very ritualistic, was ritualistic and religious, and I am spiritual, but I'm not religious. I'm not ritualistic. So we had this difference. So I told him, okay, dad, I don't believe in all this. You know that, everything is within us. So let's work on that. He said, nahi, tu mere liye karna. Please do it for me. I said, okay, fine. So after my dad died, I don't know see how beautiful it happens when it has to happen. Suddenly my uncle says, there is a person who does Narayan Nagbali Puja in Trambakeshwar. It is done, I think, in 2 or 3 places in India. Please Google it. Narayan Nagbali Puja. Okay. So it's a 3-day puja. It's a very challenging puja. It's not easy. You have to go there and stay with your whole family. So that means your whole family has to agree. So my wife actually agreed, who doesn't believe in rituals at all. She's also a doctor. My son, absolutely an atheist. Somehow, I said, such and such puja is there. Would you like to come? We'll have to stay at Trambakeshwar for those 3 days. And I was surprised. Both of them said yes. I was expecting a confrontation. So we booked up with a person there because there are 300 Brahmins who stay in Trambakeshwar who do this puja, because everybody is not supposed to be doing this. It's some specialized puja. It's actually a death ritual of 13 days in India. What they do, that they do in a compressed version of 3 days. You have to stay there. The puja starts at 4 o'clock in the morning and it's very challenging, believe me. You have to wear new clothes, take a dip in the river. In the wet clothes, you have to go to the graveyard and sit. Can you believe it? And there they make these little, with the atta, with the dough, they make puppets. And in family constellation, we do the same thing. So as I went through the first day, I told him, you're working with our ancestors. He says, yes, we work with certain 14 ancestors, 7 ancestors, depending upon how much money you pay them. They work with those many generations. So I said, what do you do? He says, people who did not get good death ceremony, people who died in accident, people who died because of animal bite or snake bite, people who died in war, people who died in famine, people who consumed poison, people who were murdered, etc. All these people did not get a good death. So what we do is their souls have to be appeased. So through this puja, we do something. And it was so amazing. I saw him doing exactly family constellation there. I thought Bert Hellinger must have come to India and then got the idea from here, because here it is happening since hundreds of years. And they use various parts, they use grains, they use puppets, they use leaves, they use so many things. And it is done with German precision. Pun is not intended. Bert Hellinger is also German, because most of these Brahmins I saw were actually software engineers there. Can you believe that? And they say this is a more lucrative business for us, because he was doing pujas for 50 families all together with his eyes on everybody. Exact, no mistakes. It goes as per precision. It was very interesting. Then I told him I do a similar kind of work, and he told me, okay, normally we don't come close to people. There's some sutak they have. They'll not touch you, the Brahmins, when you're doing some death rituals. He allowed me to stand outside his office and talk to me. Okay. And then he would wash his hands once I would go away from there. I felt like a untouchable Harijan there. It was a very, very funny feeling. And then he told me what he's doing, and I told him what I had learned in family constellation. And there was amazing similarity. And my faith, unfortunately for us Indians, when Westerners tell us something, we believe in it more. And my faith in family constellation just went, and I went deeper into it. I understood it. The beauty of this work is just that we wear tie and do it, and these Brahmins are doing in an orange shirt. That's it. No difference. And quite amazing. It just went on like this. And then I discovered more in family constellation, and one thing after another. What more can I tell you offhand? Do you have some questions? Maybe then I can take you there, because it's like a sea. I don't know what else to tell you. There's so much.
Yes,
Do we have any questions?
one time, once I found a guided meditation of 10 minutes, family constellation. I did it and I forgot it about it. 2-3 days after that, suddenly on Amavasya, I thought of, I don't know how to do that Mansa Pindadan. I did that. I don't know why did I do that. It was a flow of energy. I don't know. And everything happened in a flow. I saw, I think, more than 500 my ancestors. They are going in a ship or aeroplane, and they are getting this thing, mukti and all. But my one uncle didn't left. He said, "Main nahi jana chahta." I said, "Please go. It is good for you. Please go." And he was the one who left my father when he was in so much problems. He hated my father because they were having same business. So but he died also with slow poison. My other uncles killed him in 1-2 months. I don't know how did it happen. But he left at the end time. And we loved him, though whatever it is. But Papa hamesha sikhate hain ki, he is our bade Papa.
So what is your question?
Yeah, my question is this, sir. He is not leaving, I think, because now also he comes in my dream and he say,
beautiful. What's your good name? What's your good name?
Raj Rawat Sharma.
Raj Rawat Sharma, I'm telling you, you have raised a beautiful question. This brings me to a very interesting concept. Bert Hellinger used to say, the absent people are super present. So any person who is in a family system and has not been recognized, respected, loved, and included in the system will remain there. So actually the absent people are super present, what he says. And this is what the facilitator will always try to see: the missing person, the absent person. For instance, let me give you one example. I'm purposely digressing slightly from your example because then it will give a more rounded idea to it. let's say there are three sisters who take money from the brother after the parents' death. Okay, they're asking huge amounts of money, and it is not justice because they've received everything. They're very well off. There's no need. The brother will lose the home, the only home he has, and he has taken care of the parents. He's done everything good. Now this person comes to a family constellation. They say, please put my constellation here, and they find out that this person who's put a constellation, his mother had two stillbirths. Stillbirth means the baby died on being born. Now these, of course, they are died as soon as they were born, so nobody remembers them. It's gone, right? It's gone. They're kind of excluded. Now what really happens is the energy of these two stillborn girls is picked up by these other three sisters, and the anger that the boy got more love than us and recognition is removed on the boy. So it is not about money, it is about the anger and vengeance, the revenge. And that needs to be worked upon. And how it is done, that is family constellation for you to witness through certain statements which are made where the facilitator does something. It is called as, we call it harmonization, bringing in harmony in the system, where they're included in the system with a certain method. They may or may not come back. They may or may not lose their anger. As you said, no, that person may or may not go because it is angry. It has been poisoned by the uncle, and now, okay, I'm making life miserable. Okay, now again, this looks like a Hindi film story. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. It could be across generations where the energy of this is picked up by a child out of its love and loyalty to that uncle. Okay, you know, uncle, you really suffered, man, and I feel bad for you. Let me go through your pain. So that's how a child can pick up a mental illness. Many generations ago, somebody had schizophrenia and was thrown out of the house because during that time, people with mental illnesses were really not given that empathy. You know, they were actually chained or thrown out or locked up. So many other things were done. So the child picks up that illness. I will suffer on your behalf. Unknowingly. Unknowingly. It doesn't even know that uncle 14 generations ago or 13 generations ago. So same way, this can happen, as you rightly said, and this can be worked upon. So very interesting question. Thank you very much. So actually, now if you see what really is family constellation is, you know, Virginia Satir's family sculpting, you remove the sculpting, just take the family system theory. Okay. Then from psychodrama, you remove the drama. That means you don't allow the person to talk only. The drama is removed. You take that, put together, and join the Zulu tradition and the energy work, and you get something what is called a systemic constellation. So beautiful. He intermingled all of this, and then the beauty. How is it different from psychoanalysis, psychodrama? How is it different from hypnotherapy? How is it different from any other therapy like counseling? In family constellation or systemic constellation, the client is not allowed to speak. This is the first major difference. Very little, very little. In fact, the senior constellators hardly speak. And the client feels nothing has happened. And they say, what, we wasted money. We came here and nothing has happened. And they go, but shifts occur. Because the constellator, a good constellator, will not give you explanation. In fact, in family constellation, after the constellation is done, the person whose constellation is done is sent out. And then the group discusses its resonances, where it was similar to my life. Because the person who's participating also, in their mind, the story is somewhere matching their story in their life. Otherwise, they won't be here. By the law of synchronicity, you are here because something matches in your family also. In another form, maybe. So that resonances help you put together. So there are micro constellations occurring in your own mind as you witness or participate or be a representative in another person's constellation. It also helps you. In fact, I suggest before you put your own constellation, always go and represent 3, 4, 5 times for somebody else. Maybe after the 10th time, you'll realize the connection with your body. What it has helped me, you know, I'll tell you, it has got me connected to my body. I was so much in mind. Now I'm connected to my body. So it's a kind of body work. It's a no mind work. It's more of a body work. You're working at the cellular intelligence, body intelligence, almost like, if I may say, it's like an animal who's marking its field and territory. No, it's quite amazing. It's a very different feeling. So you will become more intuitive. You will connect to your gut feel more. So this is how family constellation we take it forward. Okay, thank you for that question. Yeah, Hitesh, can we take another one?
Yeah, I think,
we have one person who has raised a hand.
Neha, I think there's some on chat also. I've put a message that not to put the questions on the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but you can just, those who already put it, you can read it out through the chat, Neha.
Done. I will do that.
Okay,
We'll just
Yogesh, I have poor internet. I have 3 people in my house on the on 3 different Zoom calls at the same time.
Okay.
My video is up, but Neha is here.
Okay. Okay. So I'll coordinate with Neha. Thank you. Thank you.
And Neha, when you get the time, since Dr. Yogesh has already mentioned it, we can tell everyone about our WhatsApp groups.
Perfect.
Or family constellations. So when there is asked for participants,
yes,
they can come and experience being in the constellation.
Perfect. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Will do.
Neha, can I ask a question, please, Neha?
Oh, we have a couple of people who have raised their hands. Please do, and we'll take all questions for sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pratibha, please ask your question.
So my question is this. So I'm 35, I'm still single. So obviously that's been bothering me. And I've done a lot of family constellation sessions to work around multiple issues of mine. So I've also done inner child parallelly on different dates and all of it. So in one of the inner child sessions, it occurred, there was this flash as to why exactly I am still single. It was because of a song my brother used to sing, which meant that I will leave my parents at, just like that and run away kind of. Probably that's why I never left the country to, go abroad and study. I never left Chennai to even go work or anything of that sort. Obviously, I've not got married. So that is, I thought that was the major reason as to why I am still, not married and all. Today, as you were speaking, you have some loyalty to some person in your family, and that's why you kind of hold on to those energies. I have a paternal aunt who's not married. She's 85, 86. She's a spinster. Okay. So now I'm thinking, could this be the reason why I'm holding on to her energy? So my question to you is it possible that there are two or more reasons to a particular phenomenon happening or not happening? If yes, then how do I really gather all the reasons to completely work it out? I know that is also a little difficult. So, well, okay, I think you got my question.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. You know what I would suggest? Again, you're trying to logically try to understand your problem.
Okay.
And family constellation is a no logic zone. You think logically it may be the unmarried aunt's loyalty that you have picked up, but that's a logical thing. Let a family constellator test it. You know what does a family constellator do? I'll tell you what are the steps. First, we hear the client's story in short, and then their concern. Very important. We catch their concern. You see, we have 10,000 problems, but you have to prioritize. You know what Bert Hellinger says? Don't take any case where there is no life and death situation.
Okay.
Don't do it for curiosity. Don't do it for something that the client can live without. Now, if we do that, it will be tough, So we still don't aspire to that high level. That only when it is a matter of life and death, then you do the constellation. Otherwise, don't do it. Or it is something that just defies all logic. Yes, then you do. Who else can go for constellation? Who else cannot go for constellation? Since you brought this question, let me bring that up. What are the contraindications for family constellation? So first of all, a psychiatric patient who has lots of dissociation. Yes, you can do constellation for them, but not under normal settings. If it is done in an institution where a psychiatrist or a psychologist is performing or the ready help is available. I'm purposely telling this because it will answer many other questions. Okay. Or when it is a child below 15 to 16 years of age who doesn't have the sufficient maturity to understand, or in that case, if you have to do with children, yes, many therapists do it, but they have special skills to deal with children, where it is, more with the art-based therapy work, where they are using puppets, and they don't say I'm a therapist, they say I'm a coach, and then they work with them. So like that, you can work with pregnant women beyond 3 months. Not a good idea to work with them because strong emotions are experienced in the system. Of course, if there is a family constellator who's pregnant, then 3 months I have worked with them, no problem, because they understand this work. Because otherwise, human tendency is if something goes wrong somewhere, they will connect this to that because they did it at that time. So best is to avoid such sensitive issues. Now coming back to your question, in your case, the best thing is that the family constellator will test it whether it is the aunt from where the energy is stuck in your system, or it is something else. We don't know. We have to go beyond logic. Can there be more than 2 reasons for this, as you asked? There can be any number of reasons. I don't know. Again, see, you're asking me a logical answer to an illogical situation and cause. So the best thing is to explore it. My teacher used to say family constellation is an adventure. It's an adventure. It's not a therapy. So you have to, how do you go for adventure? You go with the open arms for mystery to unfold, suspense to be, I don't know where I'm going. Adventure means you don't know what is going to happen next. That is the readiness with which you go. So in fact, we tell people, don't expect any results from family constellation. It's a therapy which you do in conjunction with other things. So you do your medical. See, I'm a doctor, so many people come to me with cancer and other things. Can you help me with this? So I tell them, I don't know. I can help you get insight into the problem, but I don't know whether your problem will get solved or no. You do what needs to be done, and this is an adjunct to it. It's an adjuvant. It's a complementary therapy to it. Though it is therapeutic, yes, good things can come out of it, yes. But one thing you can assure them is that you will get an insight about your problem, and then maybe a systemic door will open. Maybe then you will have different choices. Maybe you give up the need to get married. Maybe after that marriage happens. Maybe I don't know what is going to happen. Even you don't know. And the best thing is to leave it as a mystery. You just find out the insight. What is this trying to tell me? Where is it coming from? Okay, let me explore. And maybe 1, maybe 2, because for a woman, there are family constellations that we do is a little different from what we do for men, especially in terms of married women. For instance, there's a family of origin and there is a current family. So, there are different dynamics for a woman. In your case, we'll need to see whether it is coming from your aunt or no. Are there more than 2, 300 or just 1? We don't know. Everything has to be found out because this is beyond. It's a pre-reflective stage. I cannot reflect on it. Maybe there is no cause in the family at all, for all you know.
Yeah.
You're just thinking it is happening.
Yeah.
So you got to explore it. It has to be investigated. You cannot judge it before that.
All right.
I hope that gives you some answer.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Family constellation is it's a practice of relinquishing the reason. It is the practice of giving up the need to know the reason. Just explore why. What are the insights? What is this trying to tell me, rather than why it is happening? And then the energy shifts, and then something may happen. Yeah, Neha.
Our next question is from Mrs. Ghosh.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I can't see you.
I'm Mrs. Ghosh from Dehradun.
Okay.
A bit earlier, you told about that Narayan Bali. So my question,
Nagbali.
Narayan Nagbali. So my question is, actually, I was raised up by my granny, and my father never gave any attention towards me, neither financially, emotionally, neither he was physically present. So my granny was all into me. So after her death, during her death, I was not there because I just gave birth to my daughter. So now from last 2 years, now it is complete 12 years she has died. So from last 1.5 years, she's coming in my dreams constantly. So she doesn't say anything. I always have a look at her in my old house in which we stayed together, as if she's standing near a fridge or cooking, like normal daily routine. But in the last dream I saw her a week ago, before dying for 4 years, she was bedridden and I did all the things for her. So I used to keep a pot near her bed so that when I come back from office, I clean the pot of my granny. So I saw that last dream first time in that position, bedridden, she's bedridden and the pot is there. And she did she passed the urine on the floor. And I came back from the office and I saw that she's asking for bangles. So I said, मेरे पास कुछ metal की चूड़ियां है. वो कह रही नहीं मेरे को कांच की चूड़ियां चाहिए. Like this. And the dream ended. So why
what's your
she's
question?
coming in my dream?
Mrs.
And should
Ghosh,
I
what
go
is your
for that
question?
Narayan Bali? Should I go for that Narayan Nagbali? What is she?
Again, don't try to mimic. This is called as imitation. Okay, in family constellation, we have this. Now you're trying to imitate what I did for my father, thinking that it will help you with your relative. Don't do that. Try to analyze. There are dream analysts. So why don't you go to a dream analyst and find out?
Okay.
Don't think family constellation is the one and the only thing to be done. There are so many other things available. So at the moment, your question is regarding what do I do? What is the dream trying to tell me? What is my subconscious trying to tell me? Because dreams are coming from subconscious. Why don't you get a dream analysis done? Of course, you can do family constellation as well. But again, what she's trying to say, you will come to know only from the informing field or the matrix.
Okay.
When a representative is put there for your aunt, and then you will get the answer. So many times we logically believe, okay, maybe she's asking for bangles. Okay, so if you think that is logically, why don't you just give green bangles? Do it in her name to somebody. You can do that, isn't it? You can do that.
Okay, sir.
And then see whether the dream stops or no.
But in Bengali, sir, we don't wear kaach ki chudiya, why she's asking.
Correct. So now comes here the meaning. So go to a dream analyst and then they will study that what your culture and tradition in your family system is not allowing. Why is a family member asking for that? Yes, this could be a great thing to explore in family constellation as well. You can explore. You can explore.
Sir.
I cannot give you that answer yet because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can give you a very good theory. You'll feel, wow, very nice. I got a good explanation. But family constellation, in fact, is about not trying to understand the phenomena, witness the phenomena as it is, and then see what happens.
Fine, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes,
I'll give you one example here. Maybe that clears to you. Okay. I was doing a retreat of family constellation. I was doing a retreat basically to explore ourselves at a hill station in Vai just before the lockdown happened. And it is like on top of a mountain and 10 kilometers, there's nothing around. And there is a small river. They take us for boating to help us challenge ourselves. So we did a lot of physical activity coupled with very little bit of mind work. Okay. In that, I kept family constellation. And there was this man, he put up a constellation. He said that I have made a holy book with non-tearable paper. It is waterproof. It is termite proof. It is non-tearable and it lasts maybe 100 times longer than the usual paper. And I've made it. I'm the first person to make it in the world for this. And my community, every house has to have that holy book in their home. And I made this work with a lot of love and the best quality. And not a single book got sold for so many months or maybe years. It's lying in the godown. And I don't know what's happening. Such a good product. Why it is not going when every house is supposed to be having one? It should be selling like hotcakes. And not that he's doing it for money only. He's very well off. So we put a constellation of that holy book. We put this person and the block to this book going to where it is intended to go. And we put 3 representatives for them. The representative who was the block just said, I feel like lying down, and it lay down. And then it says, I cannot move my hands, I cannot move my feet, only I can move my eyes. Now I ask the client, does this scene get some ideas to your mind? He says, oh my God, this woman is behaving just like my grandmother who was paraplegic, whose hands and legs were paralyzed and she could only move the eyes. Now just see the beauty. And none of the people here knows anything about this man's family. And then, of course, harmonization was done, where he then realized he learned the holy scriptures from this lady, and it was her dream that everybody should read this holy book. And then he said, okay, I'm sorry, I did not acknowledge that it is your idea. I now acknowledge that it is your idea, and under your name, I will move it forward. And he recently told me, in fact, 2 days back, I called him and I asked him, can I present this case like that without giving your name or community or anything? He said, yes, you can, please do it. I think he must be there here also. So he says, I don't know what has shifted here after we did this constellation, because there the harmonization was done and everything became all right. The lady became all right, something. Okay, I'm not going into the details, the technicalities of it. He says something has shifted. We have launched an advertising campaign because many other people were giving the ideas that put an insert, a bookmark, because the books have been made. He cannot reprint it with her name. Okay. So nothing can be changed. So they said, insert a paper inside that it is in memory of my grandmother or something like that, or the bookmark. And he went from there, changed person. He says, now we have launched and we are not doing anything of that sort. After the holy month in my community, we go to the graveyard. I went there and I prayed to her grave. And I said that it is because of you and in your name, I wish to take this forward. And he says, after that, the book started selling. And now we have launched a massive publicity thing. And I'm feeling so positive and good about it. Where earlier I was feeling hopeless and I thought this is all a big waste. So this is how it moves. Again, it was not something that he had imagined. That is what I want to tell you. That maybe you think the green bangles, but it may be something else completely. So you can explore this through family constellation. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have Kavita who has a question. Kavita, please unmute your mic.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've given you the option to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
So you had set the example of a block. Now, similarly, in one of the constellations which I had attended, they had put shame and guilt as people. Now, such...
No, I'm sorry, I didn't get you. Can you come again?
I said, just like you said, a person represented a block.
Mm-hmm.
A block.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, in one of the constellations which I attended, they put a person to represent shame and a person to represent guilt.
Correct.
Now, in these cases, when you are saying shame and guilt, these emotions are also a display of some person in the family, or how does it work?
Okay, very, very beautiful question. Very nice. So, here we are talking about structural constellations. Okay. Now,
Right.
in this, what happens is we can, let me go back a little bit to the philosophy of family constellation. When we talk about universal consciousness, when we talk about collective unconscious, when we talk about the orders of love, these things do not have a material body. Okay.
Right.
So we don't know what they're trying to tell us, because we as human beings understand in the human form communication. Though family constellation tries to tell you the non-verbal part through gestures, etc., but still we would like to hear it. So what this beautiful technique does is it gives shape and form to consciousness, to the universal consciousness, and you can come to know. So that's why people who are dead and gone, we can still get information. Again, very important, please understand this, all of you. It may not be factual truth, it is energy truth. Very important to understand this. So suppose you see shame tells you that your question, suppose shame, the representative tells you that I was abused by this uncle. Okay. Now, this is a fact. It's not a factual truth. It is an energy truth. That means there is an element of abuse in the system. It is not necessary that the uncle has done it, because otherwise she will, after the constellation, go and confront the uncle. How dare you do this when I was small?
Right.
Now, so we don't want to plant memories in their mind. So this you have to tell, and you have to understand in family constellation, it is an energy truth. The element of abuse is there in the system. It may be coming from higher up. That needs to be explored. That's why you need to go to a constellator who's mature and sensitive to handle. You need to go to a constellator who's humble, because family constellation requires you to be very humble, to be open to the truth, which you may or may not like also. You're not supposed to give explanations for everything. Sometimes the constellation does not have a happy ending, and one has to be okay, and still shifts occur. So as you said, shame, somebody who's representing shame. See, now we took it for the holy book. Suddenly the client is saying, this looks like my grandmother. So maybe the client, suppose in your case which you saw, the shame may appear like, let's say, your brother, your mother, or father, or maybe anybody. Sometimes you don't even know who it is, but the parents are looking towards it with lot of reference. So that means it is somebody they look up to. So maybe the shame is coming from somebody whom they look up to. Maybe it's the guru, maybe it's the teacher, maybe it's the ancestor. We don't know. So we can explore that and find out. So yes, we give human form and shape to get some information from the field. I'll give you one beautiful example here. This is very amazing. In Bandra in Mumbai, where I stay, I do constellations very frequently because I just love it. And we were doing constellation, and there are these two girls who regularly used to attend these constellations. Okay, and they're very good friends, and they're very fun type people. They're always laughing. They enjoy life. They have understood spirituality so well that they have stopped attending workshops. They said, "No, our life is sorted. We don't need to go through all this." Now that is beautiful. They've got the essence of spirituality, of living life in the now. And that's why they don't need workshops. But family constellation, they want to come because they say, we just enjoy the experience. So they come and sit, and they keep laughing many times and exchange glances sometimes. Now, there was a constellation going on. A senior therapist from Bangalore, she was there in the constellation. She is my co-facilitator also in other workshops that I do. She was representing somebody, and she was in her complete elements because she was not behaving herself. She was just, whatever is coming to me, I'm doing. So she was doing some crazy things in the constellation as a representative, and she saw these two girls laughing. Now see, can you see, they're outside the matrix, but actually they're part of the system.
Right.
So constellation begins even before. Like for instance, today morning I called up Hitesh and I'm typing a message, can I speak to you? And immediately the answer comes, can I speak to you? See the synchronicity. We both are typing at the same time. And then said, okay, shall I call? He says, yeah, I'll call you. See the synchronicity. So actually this talk about the constellation started early in the morning. Maybe it started when they decided to take me on as a speaker. I don't know. I don't know. So energies have the information before the physical bodies actually complete the ritual. So this therapist, just seeing these two people laugh, suddenly closed up as a representative, and she got very angry and she just stopped being herself. Now, ideally, as a therapist, I thought my constellation is ruined because of this. So I just didn't know what to do. So I just told myself, I really don't know what to do. And just kept quiet. I took a step back. Let's see what happens. Let's see the phenomena. My teachers taught me this. Okay, yeah, I took a risk that then I don't know what will happen to the constellation. I don't want to be proactive and take it to a certain direction. And something funny happened. The client says, this is exactly how I am. I was so bubbly, nice, and this, I suddenly closed myself up because I felt people are too judgmental and they're laughing at me. Can you believe that?
Right.
Of course, this therapist, this representative felt so insulted. After she left she said, I want to fire these two girls. Being such senior representatives, they were laughing. And I said, okay, do it. They are representing a part of you. You want, I can talk to them. But I think you should be confronting them and saying what you felt and see what is their viewpoint. She didn't do that. She went to Bangalore and she booked 3 therapy sessions with a senior therapist to undergo therapy. And after that, she has never come back to constellations.
Oh, so like I said about shame. Now, if supposing it's
No, sorry, can I
yeah.
interrupt you? Tell me,
Sure.
what did you get out of this example that I gave you? See, again, you are in the shame. Do you see your internal dialogue is, I'm not getting my answer, my shame. But what I'm telling you, did you listen?
Yes, I did.
What did you get from this?
I got that this is all energy work, and the energy can be captured from anywhere in the universe, and even
Beautiful.
before the constellation starts. So
Okay.
So this is what I got beautifully, and the energy is getting captured. But what I wanted to understand is, supposing it is guilt or shame or whatever, and it is a person who's revered and looked upon by, and that person is representing shame. So how
True.
does it work in that case? I'm just taking hypothetically.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. In family constellation, we don't work with hypothesis. We don't work with
Yeah.
explanations, because I don't know what is going to come. I can give you a
Okay.
fantastic explanation here, but what's the point?
Right.
Because that may not be the truth at all.
Right.
You have to explore it. Yes, anything can happen in a constellation. One
Okay.
has to be, my
Got
teacher
it.
used to say, be ready to be surprised. Are you ready to be surprised? Then go to family constellation. Are you ready for adventure? Are you ready for mystery and suspense to unfold of something that you have never thought of?
Right. Yes.
So
Perfect.
maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Neha.
Thank you, Kavita.
Welcome.
We have Shiraz next. Shiraz, please.
Yeah, hi. I wanted to know that if there's been an abortion and one person has acknowledged, okay, between the husband and wife, the wife has acknowledged, okay, does it work that now the thing is solved, the energies are this, or the other person also has to acknowledge?
Very interesting question. Thank you very much, because this reminds me, I should have told you this, that when a constellation, typical constellation, when we listen to the client's story in very short, the next thing the facilitator will ask you, which you will be told before the constellations, that you have to get this information, is about all the abortions, all the stillbirths, all the untimely deaths in the family, all the accidental deaths, big traumas in the family, some unusual events, huge business loss, or some reversal of fortune. All this information is required before the constellation is placed. So what you are saying is very right. If one person has acknowledged the abortion and other has not, correct? This is what is your question?
Yes, that if one person goes through the constellation and acknowledges the abortion, but the other person has, I mean, not in this of acknowledging or anything, does it make the difference or no?
Yes, it makes a difference. It makes a difference, because see, you must understand, there is something called a systemic integrity. Okay, so in the system, there is a systemic transgenerational respect, and there is a systemic integrity. These are two terminologies which are used in family constellation. So if one member is not acknowledging the abortion, means it is a sign of disrespect. So that energy does not get acknowledged and loved, because see, the bottom line of entire family constellation is love. That's the bottom line. Shiraz, I will just give you one example. Maybe it will become clear to you. When you are angry with somebody, what's the bottom line? You are angry with that person because you love that person.
Okay.
Now, this may sound very funny, but I understood this once I came into the energy dynamics of family constellation. I used to work with Yadu Krishnamurti model, which says that below every aggression and anger is fear. The fear of being alone, fear of being sad. And below the fear is intense sadness of loneliness, sadness of being rejected, sadness of being neglected. And below sadness is, Shiraz, you will be shocked to know, love. This is the Krishnamurti model. Amazing model to work with. So Shiraz, even if the husband is not acknowledging that, see, I'm One is you accept it. What do you mean by acknowledgement? Let me understand that. Then I'll be able to answer you correctly. Let's say one person has acknowledged the abortion, right? Now, what do you
Yeah,
mean
so
by
the
the other
family
person is not
constellation has
acknowledged?
been done. Okay, the family constellation has been done only from the wife's point of view. Okay, the
Correct.
wife has acknowledged, but
Huh.
years back then the husband said after the abortions that never speak of it again. You know, sort of. So that is what I
So,
did.
okay. So now,
Acknowledgement.
Shiraz, very good question. Now I understand the question in detail.
Hmm.
See, in the constellation, was your husband represented there in the constellation? He may have
Mm,
not come there, but was a
no,
representative
no.
placed for the husband?
I can't recall now, but I don't think so.
Yeah. So I'll just quickly tell you. So
Huh.
normally for an aborted child, what we do is we keep both the parents there who acknowledge that. So for example, I'm talking about that case, 3 sisters who wanted money from the brother, and it was
Yes.
actually 2 stillborn girls. So what happened was here the father and mother acknowledge the presence of these 2 girls, that you are our siblings and this son is number 3.
Mhm.
In family constellation, we play with 3 things: order, reality, and energy. So there are
Yes.
orders of love. And
Mm.
orders of love say whoever was born first has a priority over the person who's born later. Who comes
Yes.
first has got the first take. Okay. This is the
Yes.
hierarchy which we are talking about.
Yes.
So there the parents acknowledge to the aborted child, let's say in your instance, that you are my child. I'm sorry I could not give you birth due to circumstances, XYZ factors. But
Mhm.
in future, in case you wish to be born through me and I wish to give birth to you, you're most welcome and I would love to be your mother. But now, even though you're not in physical form, you are still my baby, my child, and I'll remember you. And your number is this in the family. Let's say that was the first child which got aborted, and then second one was born, then third was aborted, and fourth was born. So then you say you are number 1, and this so and so Cyrus son of mine is number 2, and the third one is this aborted. You are also my child. You are number 3, and the fourth one, Hawovi, is my 4th child, for instance.
Mhm.
And once you have named this, so what we do in family constellation is we understand the reality as it is without the covers and layers.
Mhm.
So you identify the reality, you name the reality, you recognize the entanglements, and you harmonize it. And even if your husband does not literally believe in this work, doesn't come to the constellation, doesn't say it physically to you, doesn't matter. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that I know. Yeah, that I know.
Huh? So in the constellation, you have to put the representative of your husband and see whether that person there is acknowledging the presence of.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
In
you so
fact,
much.
let us all do one process. We have been doing too much talking. Let's
Great.
close our eyes, all of us. Let's close eyes. Yeah. And as you close your eyes, just focus on your breathing. And as you focus on your breathing, if there's any tightness in your body from head to foot, just loosen yourself slightly, relaxing yourself. And just imagine you're at the roof of your room near the fan and you're watching yourself with your eyes closed going through this session. Watch the room. Imagine, everybody can imagine, imagine the room, the color of the room, the furniture, the seat on which you're sitting. And imagine you're going out of the roof of the house and you're going into the sky and you can see your house below, the trees, the neighboring streets, cars. Just imagine. You can just fake it, no problem. And as you do that, imagine you're going higher up and you can now imagine you can see Earth below and check what is its color. And imagine you're going still higher up and you can imagine the entire solar system, the sun in between, the 9 planets going round and round with a beautiful planet with the ring there, just like the picture in your geography textbook. And imagine you're going still higher up through the Milky Way, through the galaxies, so many suns, so many moons, so many stars, and you're going at great speed into an area which is beyond the universes, beyond the Milky Ways, beyond the galaxies, into an open, empty nothing. And as you reach there, and as you relax, just broadcast a statement to the universe in your mind. You can just repeat after me. I acknowledge the presence I acknowledge the presence of all my siblings in the order of the family system. You may or may not be in physical form, but since you're born to the same mother as me, you are my sibling. You are honored. Your place is secure. You are honored. Your place is secured in our family system. You are included with love. You are included with love. And whenever you feel comfortable, just open your eyes. Can you experience the stillness and silence? Yeah, if yes, just show me a thumbs up so I know. A little quietness, suddenly your room feels a little quieter, a little more brighter. Yeah, it's a nice feeling to acknowledge our own family system. And like this, the process actually goes on there with the representative. In fact, somebody had put a question here, it brings to the discussion about adopted children. Okay, that's also an area of work that we use family constellation. Because in adopted children, there is a family to which they were born and not looked after, as somebody said, and then they were given. Very commonly in India, one of the brothers' family does not get a child, so the other brother's family, which has got children, they give one of the child to them. Very commonly it is done. And there seems to be sometimes an issue which can be corrected with family constellation, or the energy can be harmonized, if I may use the word, not corrected. We don't use the word cure, heal, etc. in family constellation. So we can explore that, and a balance is brought, and a shift in the energy in the family system is brought if it is uncomfortable. Because the people who gave birth will always remain the parents. But at the same time, the people who brought the child up, their value also has to be acknowledged. So many times, the people who gave birth later on claim the child back, and then that creates a lot of issues. Yeah. Or sometimes the child comes to know after 18, they're told, you know what, we are not your parents, they were your parents. And then the child feels so angry. Why did you give me away? And then that needs to be worked upon. So that's very interesting area also. And similarly with twins, etc. So many areas of work are there in family constellation. One more area of work where you can go for family constellation is children with special needs. I think this is an amazing area of work, because they are not able to articulate their emotions and talk to you about what they are feeling. So you can put a representative for them, and you can come to know so many things. Autistic children or other children with special needs. And it's very interesting. So there are people who specially do this, who have knowledge of this field, and you can do. Then you can do medical constellations where a cancer cell is represented, what it is trying to tell you. That also gives you an amazing creative insight into it. So much can be done. It's something that you can see the interplay of various forces in a family system and what it is trying to say, and then maybe help harmonize it, or at least give the insight to the client. Thank you. Neha, can we take the next question?
Yes, absolutely. Jyoti, please unmute and
Hello,
And Neha, you
doctor.
keep track of the time as well, okay?
Yes, sir. We are at 7:30.
Otherwise, I'll keep going on.
No worries. I understand.
Hello, doctor. This is Jyoti here.
Yeah, Jyoti.
Yeah, I think you answered a little of my question through Shiraz's. My daughter is, she's PCOD since she was a teenager. I think now she's 25. So since she's been a teenager till now as an adult, I think once a year she used to, menstruate. And I've done a lot of gone to a lot of doctors. And then now finally she's given up eating those medicines. She's saying they're harming me more than, they are having any effect. She's changed her lifestyle, but still she's not able to get normal periods. Okay. So, it's very heartbreaking. But today, doing this family thing with you, I feel I need to tell you is that my mother-in-law has gone through 23, 24 abortions, which she
Wow.
has mentioned to me, and both husband and wife have willingly done, and she was very proud about it, because I was very, this type, and, he used to touch me, and it used to just she used to say very happily. So I think it was willing from both the sides. But today I'm feeling, is it connecting to my daughter's life?
Again,
I'm
my
just
answer is
asking.
same.
Same,
I
no?
wouldn't know. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know. We have to put a representative, explore.
Okay.
Maybe yes, maybe not. But
Because
yes, high chances
she is-
that needs to be checked. That
because
needs to
she's
be checked.
very closely connected, was loved by her mother, her grandmother, so maybe
Yes.
has she picked
Again,
up those
whether you're
elements?
loved or not, that doesn't matter. The child, out of loyalty to the system, can take up by
Okay.
imitation, by
Mm.
taking over. There are various manners in which the child can take over
Even
the
if the child
trauma of the
doesn't know
family
about it,
to reduce the burden on the family system.
even if the child doesn't know about it, even then it picks it
Yes,
up.
that's what I told you. Many generations ago, what has happened, nobody knows. No, suppose 30
Yeah.
generations ago, something has happened. Who knows? But in
Mhm.
constellation work, it comes up again. Maybe it's just a story, but it gives
Yeah.
rich metaphorical meaning. And if by shifting that energy we see changes in people's lives, then we feel,
There's
why
no
not do
harm
it?
in doing it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Instead of going through all
absolutely.
the medication she's going through,
No,
right?
no. Again, you're getting
Yeah.
me wrong. This is an
Okay.
adjuvant. This is not a substitute to medical therapy. She can do it along with what she's doing with her
She has stopped it,
medication.
doctor. She's sick of it now. She's saying, I'd rather not have a child than have this and spoil my system, because she
So
knows the
what I have seen
repercussions.
is,
Yeah.
Jyoti, that when
Yeah.
you do this kind of work or any kind of therapy work, the same medicines which were not working start working for you. Or also
Okay.
maybe the problem gets resolved. But many times they should not give up that therapy mode which is available. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Don't say, okay, I've done my constellation, so I will not take my hypertension medicine. I will not take
Okay.
my diabetes medicine. My pancreas is sorted. My pancreas representative told me I am cool, I'm normal.
Yeah, right.
Let your
And
doctor decide that.
no, I would like you to connect me to these families. You'll be putting up a number or something, or should I write to you if I want to get it done?
You just connect to Neha here, who's talking here.
Okay.
She will be guiding you towards the end because they have constellations every Friday. You can join. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Neha.
Sudha?
Yeah. Good evening, doctor.
Good evening.
So I just wanted to know that should we take the permission of all the members of the family to go for a family constellation?
Okay,
Or,
so that's very interesting question. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying something?
yeah, and that's the question, doctor.
That's the question. Okay, so ideally, yes, but many times you will see, not everybody has belief in this work. This work requires a little bit of maturity. It requires a lot of belief. It requires faith, and most importantly, this requires the how do I put it? Bert said it has to be a matter of life and death. And when it is a matter of life and death, do you think somebody will say no? Then you will try anything and everything, correct? So very fact you're saying you have to take the permission, that means it's not so relevant for many others. So the person who gets troubled the most actually goes for family constellation. I have very rarely seen the entire family coming for family constellation. Very rare. Very rare. The person who's upset the most, who's troubled the most, who's suffering the most, normally seeks help and they come to you. So when they are doing it for themselves. So again, my teacher used to say one very good thing. He said, family constellation work is more useful, or it should be promoted for intrapersonal work, not interpersonal work. Intrapersonal means I and myself, what needs to change in me so that my life changes and I resolve the issue that I am going through. I don't want to change others. See, the human beings always want others to change. But you tell me, is it easy to change the whole world, or it's easy to change yourself so that your reaction to the same people who don't want to change changes and you become comfortable? Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, doctor.
Yeah. So the
If I
person who's
take
suffering,
it-
even if others are not giving permission, you are doing it for yourself. And any which ways you're connected to the family system, so the ripple effect is going to be there in the entire family system, whether you like it or not. So I'll give you one example. Suppose there's one boy in a very poor family, okay, and the family somehow has issues with wealth and they never made money. I'm giving you a live example from my case. And this boy put up a constellation as to why this blog, why nobody is making money in my family. All my uncles, it's like they're hand to mouth and they work so hard, and they should be millionaires, the amount of work they're putting in. They come from very good family, but it is like in the end they have no saving. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes, doctor.
Yeah, okay, I think my voice has changed. So we put something here, the constellation. This boy went into merchant navy, he cleared, and suddenly he started making very good money. Okay, now the person, he starts making good money. Within 2 years he bought a new house and the lifestyle change. Now he didn't take any permission of the family. He worked on himself because he wanted to come out of his poverty consciousness, and the fortunes of the entire family changed. Now tell me, will they complain? No. Second thing is, as long as there is happiness and harmony in the family, nobody is going to ask you what you're doing and not. It's a very personal thing. It's an intrapersonal work that you're doing. So family constellation, we focus on ourselves. We are not focusing on the family or the family system. Our focus is what I need to do. Where is the energy? Where is it stuck, so that it moves, so that I make my life better? Maybe this answers your question.
Thank you. Yes, yes, doctor.
Yeah.
So related to this, I just want to ask, is that so that only that person who's suffering is being much more contacted by their ancestors ki bhai mere ko madad chahiye? I mean, they come around, they seek you, they come in your dreams and all that stuff. So is that so that the person is suffering? Once in a constellation work from Joining Hands, I heard that the person who's more responsible is doing this kind of job. So I mean, work, therapy.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
So is that so that the person is much suffering because he or she is much responsible? I mean, I'm talking about myself because I'm very much into all this, Joining Hands and all.
We are always
worshipping and
talking about
spiritual-
ourselves only, even when we give other
Yes.
people's examples. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you believe in
Thank you.
oneness concept, it's always us, no? It is nobody else any which way.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
it's a very interesting question. My teacher used to tell me, and I've read somewhere, I don't know exactly where, they said the person who suffers the most is actually helping the entire family to harmonize. It's said in family systems. Okay. So for example, a person who becomes an alcoholic, okay, and is not able to give up the habit, goes to the rehab, comes back, and again starts drinking. Now, every time he drinks, the fighting between the wife and the mother-in-law stops, and their focus becomes this man. So they come together and there is harmony in the house. The moment he gives up the alcohol, suddenly they start fighting again. So the person actually the person who actually takes the brunt and suffers the most, has the cancer, has the addiction, goes through problems, is the strongest link in the family system. And what we feel, the person who's the sick person in the family is the weakest link. That is not true. In family systems, they say the strongest person takes the hit because it can take the hit. And out of the love and loyalty to the system, it takes so much on itself. And unfortunately, we see that as the weak link, as the black sheep of the family. So the black sheep of the family actually saving the whole family. Interesting, no?
Wonderful.
Quite
Yeah, so
interesting.
very much wonderful. Very much interesting.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
Okay, Neha.
Doctor, I'm thinking I'll take some questions from the chat. We're at 7:40. Is that okay? I'll just take a few from the chat.
Yeah, I'm okay, but we should respect time, no?
What time would you like to close? We're at 7:40.
Yeah, because you tell me, I'm fine. We can take a few more minutes. Yeah.
Okay, okay. There is one person who has asked, how does one move from survival to creative mode as a family? Falguni has asked this.
No, I don't understand the question only.
Okay, I will come back to her raising her hand. I'll go to the next.
Can I ask a question? I'm
Who's
here,
this?
Dr. Falguni.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Good evening, Dr. Yogesh.
Hi,
So
Falguni.
hi. So the question is that, like the last example which you gave me, gave the whole group about this boy who joined the Merchant Navy. So it is in a similar context that I feel that families go through the same type of problems for generations together, and they are always in survival mode, and they are going through those similar generation of problems and type of problems. And how does one move from the whole problem context to a very, abundant or a creative life context? That is my question.
Yeah, of course, you can work through family constellation in this, and you can work through many other therapies. You try to find out the block which is coming in the way of what you dream and desire. You can
Okay.
work in the same way. You can put the representatives and you can find out after listening to the whole family story. You can. Just like that
Okay.
block we found with the holy book, no? Same way,
Hmm.
what is blocking this person from becoming prosperous? Because ideally, the wealth is available in abundance for everybody. Why one person has
Absolutely.
it and the other person doesn't
Yes.
have it? Because somewhere
Yes.
we are the own person who are blocking it.
We are
Isn't it?
creating our own blocks.
We are creating our own block because there is some secret benefit in it. We have to find out what is the benefit in remaining poor. Sometimes it doesn't sound logical, but there is a secret benefit. Let's say a person doesn't want to be successful. Why?
Absolutely.
Now, I'll tell you a case of a woman. She came to me that my husband is, very terrible. He's very sarcastic and he keeps on taunting me. First, he told me I'm from a village. Now you go and work, etc., etc., etc. Fine. And then now I have made a life and I've become an entrepreneur and I'm earning, etc. And now our relationship has gone very bad. So I said, what will happen? Then she says, my work has started suffering. And in spite of doing so much, I'm not making money. So I said, what will happen if you make money? I'll become rich. What will happen if you become? I'll be successful. Then what will happen? I'll become independent. Then I said, what will happen? Then she said, I will divorce my husband and leave the family. So now why she understood why she's not earning money, because she doesn't want to break the family. So you understand? So obviously her subconscious mind will not allow her to become rich, because the association of being rich is and independent is that she will then follow her heart. And when she follows her heart, she is going to divorce the husband. And then she feels bad for the children who are actually grown up more than 18. And still she feels bad for them. So do you understand?
Yes.
So this is again the loyalty to the system, that once you are married to somebody, you cannot break. And where is it coming from? Again, we are not being judges here that she should break or not break. No, we are not saying that is their choice. We have to just show them where the energy is stuck. That's it. And maybe after clearing that, she then realizes that I can be independent. And then I'll tell husband that, let's be together and we are on the same page and, respect me for who I am. So maybe that way, Dr.
Thank
Falguni.
you.
Hope that answers your question. Yeah, Neha.
Yes, quite clear. Thank you, Dr. Yogesh.
Okay.
Our next question is from Jaharna. She says, do the people having unnatural death come and talk to us during dreams or enter our bodies and ask for their release?
What's the question?
That's the question. Do people having unnatural death come and talk to us through our dreams, or they enter our bodies and ask for their release? Do these people do that?
I really don't know. But what I do is I normally do a family constellation. I put representatives and there I come from, because I don't know about what you're saying. I don't do that kind of work. So I'm not the best person to answer it.
Okay. Our next question is from Pooja. She says, can schizophrenia be cured through family constellation?
Again, I'm coming back to the same basic principle. There is no such thing as cure. There is no such thing as healing. We don't use these terminologies. Yes, you can come to know the insight as to how, where, why, and what are the benefits coming from schizophrenia. Where in the family system, why is this person going through this? Where is the block? What is the insight? What is this schizophrenia trying to tell the entire family system? That can be known. That can be known.
Thank you. Parul asks, when you say family, does it include the in-laws family or only the biological family?
Yes, Parul, for a woman who's married, there is a family of origin, that is the parents' side, and there is a current family, that is the in-laws family. Both needs to be worked upon for a woman.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
And our last question is from Raka. Raka, please unmute and ask.
Doctor, this is just a curiosity. Since we are talking about energy and people appearing in dreams, deceased people, I just wanted to know that while you are doing a planchette, in the same way, we are also calling out to dead souls. So, in what way is family constellation and a planchette? What way are they different?
Okay, so first of all, I don't know about anything about planchette, so I cannot comment on it. So it's like a person who knows only Indian way of cooking, you cannot ask him about Italian cooking if he doesn't know. So I don't know, so
Right.
I'm not the right person to comment, and I should not be commenting on it unless I have an expertise in it. So I have no idea. I'm very sorry. You'll have to ask somebody who knows both these and then compare and tell you.
No, I personally, I don't think I agree with people who do planchette and all that. But I was curious because here also in family constellation we are calling out to
You know, my
energy.
teacher used to say curiosity is not a great virtue to have for family constellation.
That is
So in
quite
family
correct.
constellation, we are going for an adventure, for suspense to know what it is, and we don't work with curiosity. They say that curiosity is more for the mind to know the answer, and then that is a logic zone. So we are in a
True.
no mind zone when we are doing family constellation. So this question is not really relevant to family constellation.
Okay, I
Ah,
understood. Thank you.
okay,
Thank
okay.
you.
I believe that brings us to the end of this fantastic talk facilitated by you, if I stand corrected from the beginning. Thank you so
You're a
much.
quick learner.
Thank you so much for doing this and talking to Joining Hands. It's been a fantastic session, and I fall short of words to express gratitude and how amazing it was. Very informative, and I believe all of them, all the participants are also sharing their deep gratitude towards you. Thank you so much, Dr. Yogesh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
So
so
before we
much.
leave, can we do a small process of 1 minute if you're okay with it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay,
Please.
guys. So just close your eyes. Once again, you do the same process. Focus on your breathing, losing your body. Imagine you're at the roof of the room and you're watching the room and the furniture going out of the room. Imagine you're up and you can see the locality below, and still you're going higher up. And you can imagine the solar system below, and you're going still higher up across the Milky Ways, across the galaxies, into the open space. And as you reach there, and as your breathing becomes normal, as it becomes rhythmic, you're breathing in the positivity of the universe and you're breathing out the negativity, all the stress and strain and tiredness. And in that beautiful space, just imagine your parents, your mother and your father, whether they are alive, whether they are no longer in physical form, just see them and look into their eyes. Maybe notice their hair, notice the clothes they are wearing, notice their ears. Look into your mother's ears if she's wearing any earrings. Look at the father's mustache if he has any. Look at his hair or specs. Look at both of them. And as you look at them, looking in the eyes, just tell them, you have given me birth. You have given me birth. I am your child. Giving me birth is the best gift that you gave me. Giving me birth is the best gift that you gave me. Thank you very much for that. Even though you could not live up to my expectations, even though you could not live up to my expectations in some areas of my life, even though you could not live up to the expectations in some areas of my life, I understand. I understand that you could not give me what you don't have. I understand that you could not give me what you don't have. I may not have lived up to your expectation. I may not have lived up to your expectations. But I still love you. But I still love you. You also please see me with love. You also please see me with love. You are the big one. You are the big one. I am the small one. I am the small one. You give, I receive. You give, I receive. And as you say that, just bow your head as a mark of respect, thanking them in gratitude for giving you birth, which is the best gift. And whenever you feel comfortable, just open your eyes, feeling fresh, fit, and fine. Thank you. Good night. Keep in touch. Read about family constellation. Read about orders of love online. It's beautiful. And I hope this was useful somewhere. And thank you for being a part of my constellation. You are a part of my constellation. Have a good night. Keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so
Thank
very
you.
much, sir. God bless you and make you the most prosperous one. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
We will
you.
be waiting for your next session, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, doctor. Really wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yogesh.
Thank you, Dr. Yogesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Yogesh
See you
ji.
really soon.
Thank you,
It was
Prakash.
really very
Thank you.
exciting. Very nice.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
It
Rajji.
really made a shift in me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.